おはようございます。Ryu Sensei です。おはようございます。こんにちは、こんばんは。Depending where you are at. 皆さんお元気ですか？今日、日本はすごい暑いです。It's very hot and very humid. So today I'll get right to business. I'm going to do a basic lesson on it is, the be verb in English, in Japanese. And let's get right to the point. So this first part says maru maru desu. Often in Japan, when you put something into a sentence, they'll say maru maru. So you say, I like de maru maru, and practice that sentence in English. In Japanese, say maru maru desu, which means it is, basically. So you can see here, maru maru desu, the hiragana is de and su. But really the u sound, the last u sound is almost completely negated. It's more like des, des, okay? So you can just say anything it is. And for example, here we have some examples, and I'll just take that out of there. So we have hon desu, it's a book. Pen desu, it's a pen. Neko desu, it's a cat, etc. And inu desu, it's a dog, okay? So what actually I've not included here today is the subject or indicator word, for example, this or that or these or those. I left that out because a lot of times you don't need it, and that's a whole nother subject. So we just want to get down this basic form, it is. So before the word hon desu or pen desu or neko desu, you could put this or that, and you could also put a whole sentence structure like the book I bought yesterday. This, it is the book I bought yesterday. So really it is the opposite of English, but it's super simple, okay? So first of all, the best thing to practice is just change the object, and you say hon desu, okay? And now I'll say pen, and you say pen desu, okay? Neko desu. Is everybody repeating? Right? And inu desu, okay? So it's a book, it's a pen, it's a cat, it's a dog. Now, the great thing about Japanese is you don't usually need plurals, and you don't need or the. It's just the word and desu. Pretty easy, huh? Now, let's go to the next form, which is the negative. So here again, I have a hon janai desu. So before desu, you just put in the word janai, janai, and that says that it is not, and it's a negative. So you could practice that again too and say hon janai desu. Pen janai desu. Inu janai desu. Neko janai desu. So next, let's take a look at the next part here. We have an open question, a closed question, which is a yes or no question. And to make this, you can see at the end of des, we just add the word ka. And ka changes it into a question form. So you could say hon desu ka? Is it a book? Now, the answer, meaning I think most people know this, is yes in Japanese is hai. Hai, hon desu. And you could even just say hai. Okay? Now, no in Japanese is ie. So you have two I's that you can see at the bottom here. I is ie. Ie means no. So you could just say ie. Hon desu ka? No. Ie. But I think the best way to practice is to complete the sentence with it's not a book, hon janai desu. So you can practice this by yourself at home. You could just point your finger at a book and say, it's a book, but you say pen desu ka? Is it a pen? And you say ie, pen janai desu. And then you could say hon desu ka? And then say hai, hon desu. Yes, it is a book. So you're practicing a mini yes and no conversation by yourself. Or if you meet people, you could just ask arbitrary questions. Even if you know the answer, you know it is or isn't, you could go ahead and do that. Okay, so next we have an open question, what? It could also be where, when, who. And what in Japanese is nani. But when we ask what is it, we say nan desu ka. So again, we still have the same des, and the ka makes it the question. So you say nan desu ka? And oh, what's up? What's up with you? And they're gone. Okay, so nan desu ka? What is it? And then hon desu, it's a book. Okay, again, so you could walk around the room. You could put labels on different objects in your house, and so you could remember the words, and then just practice asking nan desu ka? Hon desu. Nan desu ka? Pen desu. And use the chair and the table and the refrigerator and things like that to learn these different words, especially words you really want to remember in Japanese. You could look those up, Google them, and then put labels on the objects around your house in your daily life that you want to learn in Japanese, and then practice asking nan desu ka? Hon desu. Nan desu ka? Pen desu. So let's summarize this whole thing with this conversation here. And a typical conversation I think you would have in any language is saying, is this something, something? And then they say no. So then you ask, what is it? And then they answer, it's something, something. So here with the structures we've just learned earlier, you could point at the book and say, pen desu ka? Is it a pen? And then answer, iie, pen janai desu. No, it isn't. It's not a pen. And then you could ask, what is it? Nan desu ka? And then answer, hon desu. Now, if you can do all of this, then you could carry on a conversation with this grammar structure and then put in different objects, practice new words and vocabulary you haven't learned before, and get the structure down, and at the same time, remember lots of words. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful. Please practice this at home. If it was too fast, go back and listen to the thing from the beginning. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming to watch Ryu Sensei's 10-Minute Japanese. Sayonara.